As cities across the country ban short-term rentals, more tenants and advocates are claiming that short-term rentals are to blame for the affordable housing shortage. But is that the case? I'm Tony, and this is Real Estate Investing and Landlord News. All right, so I have an interesting topic for you today, and it's going over the whole short-term rental issue, okay? Now, right now, there are tenants and, tenant advocates and affordable housing people and politicians and, the usual actors who are trying to take away our property rights are claiming that short-term rentals are the reason why there's no affordable housing in certain areas, right? I don't buy it, okay? Honest truth is that I don't think short-term rentals make up enough of the housing stock in a city to actually cause that sort of an issue, right? I also don't believe that the houses and properties that are being used as short-term rentals would have been affordable housing in the first place in a lot of cases, or they probably would have been owner-occupied in most cases, and they just decided, hey, we're going to turn this into a short-term rental instead. So yeah, I don't think that by banning these short-term rentals or putting all sorts of rules and regulations on them, that's actually going to help anything. I think that they're being used as a scapegoat, though, to basically cover up the fact that, hey, we're not building enough properties right now. We're not, there's too many regulations, there's too many rules, there's too much nonsense going on with government bureaucracy to actually allow the developers and the real estate investors to build the new properties that are needed to bring the rents down and to provide the housing that people want and need. So yeah, I mean, this is a easy thing for them to do. Just call out, oh well, it's the short-term rentals' fault. It's the landlord's fault. They're the ones who are causing all these issues when it's really their own fault for passing these stupid laws. So before I get into the article, go ahead, hit the like and subscribe button. Maybe leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Do you believe that short-term rentals and, I'm talking about like Airbnb, VRBO, those ones that, some people call them vacation rentals, where people are basically renting out a house, usually fully furnished, has, basically a temporary hotel. They're turning their house into a hotel, but renting it out for a short period of time, like a week or a month, rather than a full year lease like a long-term rental, Now, I've looked into this. I'm actually quite interested in it. A lot of us real estate investors and landlords are interested in short-term rentals, but, it is a lot less passive than the long-term rentals. The long-term rentals that I own, I don't have to hardly do anything with, where these are, they're much more like a hotel. We're talking about getting them cleaned all the time, providing all the utilities, all of the maintenance. That is, there's going to be a lot more wear and tear on the property. You might have staff that work for you. It's a lot more complicated. So, these stories, they're interesting though, and that's why I bring this sort of thing up. So let's get into the article. This article is coming from utahbusiness.com, and it says, "Are short-term rentals pricing out home buyers?" Yeah, in the article, it's, talking more about Utah, but you can see that the same situation is being played out all over the country. So let's get into it. Utah might not be affordable to millennials or anyone middle class in the years to come. Housing prices have increased rapidly within the past year, and income is not keeping up with the trend, causing a housing affordability crisis in Utah and the rest of the nation. It seems that those who can buy homes are doing so only to turn them into short-term rentals. According to Governor Cox, the state reports that an estimated 20,000 homes are considered short-term rentals on places like Airbnb and VRBO. People who turn their newly purchased homes into rentals may do so because there is currently no law in Utah that requires a landlord license to rent out a home, state software company Avail. However, special restrictions are in place in some regions. And yeah, there's beautiful mountains in Utah. I know that they have, places where skiing goes on. I think they have like some kind of big film festival or something. They have beautiful areas where short-term rentals can make a lot of money, and I imagine that a lot of people are renting there. They're also renting in the major cities, and there's a lot of reason why, hey, yeah, there are 20,000 short-term rentals in the state, and they're probably making pretty good money. But are these the type of places that, if they were not short-term rentals, if they were just not short-term rentals, then would they be affordable? I don't know. Okay, is a house that's in a town that is a popular ski resort town, is that going to be a inexpensive place for affordable housing? That's doubtful. Okay, so yeah, let's keep going with the article. Here, you need to have a business license to rent out a home, says Sarah Mortensen, a realtor at Caldwell Banker. If you don't live an hour from your property, you need to hire a business manager, and you have to have a fire inspection. I think Airbnb is a good way to know the home is being cared for while you're away. Between 2019 and 2021, Utah saw a 36.8% increase in short-term rentals, according to the short-term rental inventory released by the Kim C. Gardner Policy Institute. Short-term rentals are the most concentrated in Summit, Washington, Salt Lake, Rich, and Grand counties. In 2021, 32.2% of all short-term rental listings were in Summit County, while 23.3% of all listings were there are short-term rentals. That number has grown 2.3% since 2020. Salt Lake County is home to 18.2% of the short-term rental total of the short-term units in 2021, even though short-term rentals only account for 0.8% of the total units in the county. So yeah, I don't see this as being an issue, okay? And like I said, I really do believe that short-term rentals are the scapegoat right now. Now, I'm one of those people who believes that, hey, it's your property, you should be allowed to do with it what you choose. Now, these local jurisdictions putting these rules on the properties, etc., I don't like that, but as long as they're still saying, hey, you can operate, at least they have that going for them. But yeah, I mean, to me, it seems like the best thing you could do, and the entire country is going through this. I think that people in their little specific area and state, they think that, hey, this is a unique scenario for where we live. Housing affordability has gone down. There's a shortage of housing, and no, this is happening in the entire country. Okay, inflation is through the roof. Costs have gone up due to labor shortages, etc. This is happening everywhere. You're not going to be able to escape it and go somewhere and find that, oh, well, prices have not increased over here, but it's only happened here. No. Okay. So yeah, they really need to just face the reality that with the current economic conditions, things are going to be more expensive. There's going to be less affordable housing available, and stop, going after the landlords. Stop going after the property owners, and then blaming them for the conditions that were created by, the inflationary environment. The report officially counts 17,236 short-term rentals in the state since 2021. Up from 12,868 in 2019. That number directly impacted the number of private room listings, which declined from 1,914 to 1,507 from 2019 to 2021. In my opinion, it's really vacation homes that make up short-term rentals, Mortensen says. People from Salt Lake buy vacation homes down here in Kanab, which is close to a lot of scenic areas like the Grand Canyon. So yeah, and that's another issue that they don't bring up much, right? The homes that people are renting out as short-term rentals are in a lot of cases, they are vacation homes. They're second homes that people own. So, just to give an example, let's say that I decide I'm going to buy a vacation home in the Lake of the Ozarks, which is, a few hours from here in Omaha, Nebraska, right? So I, only can go there a few weeks a year, but in the weeks that I'm not using it, I decide I'm going to rent it out on Airbnb. But then this local people, they come up and they're like, oh no, you're taking away our local affordable housing. I'm like, no, I'm not, because this is still my vacation home. So whether I can rent it on Airbnb or not, it's not going to be available to anyone locally. Only I am going to use it if I can't rent it out on Airbnb. Dummy, if you can't figure that out, then you don't understand what is going on. Okay, so yeah, these people's second homes that they decided to rent out when they're not using it, they're not going to be turned into affordable housing if they ban Airbnb. The housing affordability crisis has caused a huge surge in single-family home prices compared to the last 2 years, and everyone is seeing it, from realtors to mortgage aid funds, according to Kim C. Gardner statistics. According to data released by the Utah Association of Realtors, Summit County has seen the highest median sales prices in 2022, with an average of $1,337,500 year to date. These skyrocketing prices are followed by Wasatch County and Morgan County, with year-to-date median sales prices of $969,939 and $707,000. So it sounds to me like these places where these short-term rentals exist, they're very high-end, markets. Okay, they're not just the basic place where, oh, these houses they'll be affordable if they weren't all short term. No, that doesn't make any sense in this argument. Okay, and I don't know what is in Summit County. Let me look it up online, because I'm just curious if Summit County, Utah is known for known for anything. I'm not actually from the area, so it's kind of hard to say exactly. It says that Summit County may well be considered the entrance into Utah, for it is this area that the pioneers first entered as they exited the Wyoming territory. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see what the biggest city. Oh, Park City, Utah, right, is in Summit County. So apparently, and Park City is very, very well known. So obviously, that's going to be a very expensive area. It's going to be very difficult to find affordable housing there. And this whole argument against short-term rentals is kind of pointless when you're talking about a touristy destination like that, where you got a lot of people coming in from out of town with a lot of money and who want to just stay there for a short period of time.